Stop eating. 10 worst fruits. They're destroying your leg strength. Have you ever paused halfway up the stairs and thought, why do my legs feel heavier than they used to? Or stood up from a chair only to sit back down again? Not out of exhaustion, but out of a quiet stiffness that wasn't there 10 years ago. For many older adults, these small struggles are chalked up to age. But what if it's not just age? What if something more subtle, something you trust, is quietly making it worse? Let me tell you a story that might sound familiar. A woman in her late 60s, healthy, active, still gardening in the afternoons and walking every morning. Her meals were clean, her habits steady, but every month her legs ached just a little more. Her knees whispered with every step, and her balance, not as certain as it once was. She blamed time, until she discovered the truth hidden in her own fruit bowl. Yes, fruit. The very thing we've been told all our lives is nature's medicine. But in reality, some fruits can quietly destroy leg strength, disturb joint health and inflame circulation in ways most seniors never suspect. In this video, we'll explore the 10 most surprising fruits that may be accelerating your leg pain, draining your energy and damaging your mobility. This is not fear, it's clarity. And once you understand the connection, you'll never look at your fruit plate the same way again. So stay with me until the end. Because by the time we're finished, you won't just know what to avoid. You'll know how to walk stronger, feel lighter, and reclaim the steadiness you deserve. And if you care about your body's future, hit that subscribe button now. The next few minutes could change everything. Part 1. 10 common fruits that weaken senior legs. Fruit 1. Pineapple, the silent inflammation trigger. Pineapple bright, tropical, and bursting with juice. For decades, it's been celebrated as a superfruit known especially for its enzyme bromelain, believed to reduce inflammation. You've likely heard people say, pineapple is great for digestion and joint pain. But here's the truth. Most seniors don't hear. Pineapple can quietly hurt your legs. As we grow older, our blood vessels become thinner and our body handles sugar and acid differently than it once did. Pineapple may be natural, but it's also high in natural sugar, and that sugar spikes blood glucose faster than you think. For seniors with slower insulin response, that means circulation gets disrupted. And where do you feel it first? The legs. You may not realize it, but that lingering ache in your calves after a walk, that swelling in your ankles by evening, or that tightness in your knees that keeps returning, could all be traced back to sugar spikes from something as harmless as pineapple. And we're not done. Pineapple is also acidic. That acidity may irritate already inflamed joints, especially for those living with arthritis or gout. It can act like pouring vinegar on a cut, subtle at first, but increasingly painful over time. What's worse, bromelain, the enzyme often praised in pineapple, can interfere with medications, particularly blood thinners, making them either too strong or not strong enough. Pineapple doesn't hurt you overnight. The damage is slow and quiet, but real, so if you're over 60 and experiencing leg weakness, swelling, or joint pain, it might be time to reconsider this tropical favourite. Your legs may be silently begging for it. Fruit 2. Bananas, the muscle imposter. Bananas. They're soft-sweet and packed with potassium. Doctors often recommend them to prevent muscle cramps and boost energy. For years, seniors have believed bananas are the perfect muscle fruit. But for aging bodies, this friendly fruit may be more of an imposter than a helper. Here's why bananas are high in natural sugar and fast-digesting carbohydrates. That means when you eat one, your blood sugar spikes quickly, even faster than you'd expect from something that seems so innocent. And if you're over 60, your insulin response is slower. Your metabolism is more delicate, and these spikes take a greater toll. The result? That sugar crash hits your legs hard. You may feel fatigue in your calves, a dull ache in your thighs after climbing stairs, or tightness in your knees when walking around the house. Some seniors report heaviness in their legs after breakfast, never realizing their morning banana might be to blame. But it gets worse. Bananas also trigger fluid retention, especially in people with heart issues or reduced kidney function. That means swollen ankles, puffy feet, and joints that feel stiff or full. Instead of giving strength, bananas can actually slow you down quietly, draining your energy without you even noticing. And because bananas digest quickly, many seniors reach for 2 or even 3 in a day. But that just adds fuel to the fire. More sugar, more water, retention, more pressure on the legs. If you're eating bananas regularly and you've noticed leg fatigue swelling or joint discomfort, it may be time to rethink this common snack. It's not about fear. It's about being wise with your body's changes. The fruit that once helped you may no longer serve you. Listen closely. Fruit 3. Grapes, tiny fruit. Big inflammatory impact. Grapes. Small, juicy, and easy to snack on. They're often seen as a heart-healthy treat full of antioxidants and resveratrol. You see them in senior care homes on breakfast trays and in fruit salads. Gentle, harmless, and sweet. But for older adults especially, those dealing with leg pain or joint issues, grapes may quietly be part of the problem. Here's why grapes are packed with fructose, a natural sugar that's absorbed differently than glucose. Instead of being used right away for energy, fructose goes to your liver. And when the liver is overwhelmed, it turns that sugar into fat and uric acid. That's the same uric acid that builds up in joints and triggers gout, especially in the toes. Ankles and knees. Ever felt a sharp sting in your big toe? A hot, tight feeling in your ankle after sitting? Or a dull burn in your calves for no clear reason? It could be uric acid, and grapes may be feeding it without you even realizing. And there's another layer. Grapes are too easy to overeat. They're bite-sized. You might think you're having a small snack, but in reality, you could be eating 2 or 3 cups in one sitting, delivering a powerful sugar load that your body struggles to manage. This sugar also triggers inflammation throughout the body. That means swollen knees, stiff joints, and a creeping heaviness in your legs after meals. And because grapes digest quickly, they cause rapid blood sugar swings, a known contributor to nerve pain and circulation issues in seniors. So if you've been eating grapes regularly and also noticing joint pain, burning feet, or swelling, it's time to take a second look. Grapes may be small, but their impact on your legs can be anything but. Fruit 4. Watermelon, the false hydrator. Watermelon. It's the fruit of summer, light, refreshing, and made up of over 90% water. For decades, it's been praised as a hydrating superfruit. Seniors love it because it's easy to chew, cools the body, and feels guilt-free. But what if I told you that watermelon might be silently sabotaging your leg strength? The danger lies not in the water, but in the sugar. Watermelon has one of the highest glycemic indexes among fruits. That means it causes a rapid spike in blood sugar, almost like eating candy. And for seniors especially, those with slower metabolism or prediabetes, this spike can disrupt circulation and reduce oxygen flow to the legs. What does that feel like? You may notice your legs feeling heavy after lunch, ankles swelling by late afternoon, or a tired ache in your calves after a short walk. That's your body struggling to clear out the sugar and inflammation triggered by what seemed like a healthy snack. And because watermelon is so light and sweet, it's easy to overeat. 1 slice turns into 3. 3 turns into a big bowl. But your body sees all that as a massive sugar load, leading to inflammation. Not just in your joints, but also in your muscles and blood vessels. Even worse for seniors with heart or kidney issues, this sugar can trigger fluid retention, making it harder for your legs to stay energized and balanced. What looks like hydration may actually be circulatory stress in disguise. If your legs feel more swollen, tired, or stiff after enjoying watermelon, it might not be the summer heat. It might be the fruit itself. Listen to your body. Hydration is important, but not all water-rich foods are safe for aging legs. Fruit. 5 oranges, the acidic assault on joints. Oranges. Bright, cheerful, and loaded with vitamin C. For decades, they've been the go-to fruit for immunity, served with breakfast added to juices and recommended during cold season. But for seniors especially, those struggling with joint pain or leg stiffness, oranges may not be as friendly as they appear. The main culprit, citric acid. Oranges are one of the most acidic fruits, and while that acid may seem harmless when you're young, it can become a real problem as you age. Seniors often have thinner joint cartilage, slower recovery, and more reactive tissues. When citric acid enters your bloodstream, it can irritate inflamed joints, especially in the knees, ankles, and hips. Have you noticed morning stiffness in your legs? Or that awkward locking sensation when you get up from a chair? It could be your body reacting to the acid and sugar combination in that daily glass of orange juice. Yes, sugar is part of the problem too. Oranges contain natural sugars that cause blood sugar swings, which can trigger widespread inflammation. For seniors already battling arthritis or leg fatigue, this is like adding fuel to a slow-burning fire. What begins as a light soreness can turn into persistent swelling pressure behind the knees or a dull ache after walking. And if you take medications like antacids, blood pressure pills or statins, the acid in oranges can interfere with how your body absorbs them, making them less effective or more irritating to the stomach. So while oranges may still have their place for younger people, seniors need to tread carefully. If you're waking up stiff or feeling tighter in your joints after breakfast, it may be time to swap out the citrus and give your legs a break. Fruit 6. Green apples, a hidden source of leg pain. Green apples, crisp tart, and often seen as the healthier apple. With less sugar than red apples and a sharp, refreshing bite, many seniors choose them thinking they're the smarter snack. But beneath that clean green skin lies a hidden threat, one that may be quietly hurting your joints and legs. The first issue is malic acid, the very compound that gives green apples their signature sour taste. While malic acid can support energy production in small doses in sensitive or aging bodies, it can become a source of tissue irritation. For seniors with joint inflammation, arthritis, or thinning cartilage, this acid can aggravate the lining around your joints, leading to stiffness, soreness, and discomfort that feels like it's coming from deep inside the muscle. Ever feel a strange tightness in your knees or an unexplained cramping in your hips or calves after a healthy snack? That may not be age, it could be acid working silently against your mobility. But there's another piece of the puzzle: natural sugar. Even though green apples taste less sweet, they still contain fructose. And for seniors with a slower metabolism, this sugar can spike blood sugar just enough to cause fatigue in your legs, especially if eaten on an empty stomach or right before bed. And many seniors do just that: grab an apple before a walk or eat one as a late-night snack. But that constant acid and sugar exposure can lead to chronic inflammation in the very joints that support your balance and independence. Green apples may look pure and innocent, but for aging legs, they can quietly erode comfort and strength. If your knees feel tighter or your legs more tired after eating them, your body may be trying to send you a clear message. Not every healthy-looking fruit is healthy for you anymore. Fruit 7. Mango, the sugar bomb for your joints. Mango. It's soft, sweet, and incredibly satisfying. Often called the king of fruits, mangoes are seen as exotic treats, full of vitamins, antioxidants, and flavour. For many seniors, they feel like a guilt-free indulgence, but behind that sweet taste lies a hidden danger, especially for aging joints and tired legs. The problem: sugar. Lots of it. Mangoes are one of the most sugar-dense fruits you can eat. Just 1 cup of mango contains over 22 grams of natural sugar, the equivalent of 5 or 6 sugar cubes. And while it's natural, your body still reacts the same way it would to processed sugar. Blood sugar spikes, insulin surges, and inflammation follows. For seniors, these sugar swings have bigger consequences. They can disrupt circulation, reduce oxygen flow to muscles, and increase swelling in the lower body. You might feel a dull ache in your calves, stiff ankles in the evening, or burning toes at night, and not know why. And it's easy to overdo it. Mango feels light, fresh, and harmless, But behind every slice is a massive sugar load that quietly strains your legs. For seniors with diabetes, prediabetes or nerve sensitivity, mango can exacerbate neuropathy symptoms, increasing tingling and numbness in the feet. What's more, mangoes also raise uric acid in some people, leading to flare-ups of gout in the knees and toes. That gentle soreness after your tropical smoothie. It might not be the walk you took. It might be the mango in your glass. So if you've been enjoying mangoes regularly and you're noticing increased leg fatigue, swelling, or stiffness, it may be time to scale back. Mango may be nature's candy, but just like candy, it comes with a cost. Fruit. 8 overripe bananas. The hidden sugar trap. Yes, we already talked about bananas, but overripe bananas deserve their own warning. You know the kind, soft-spotted, almost mushy. They're sweeter, easier to chew, and often added to smoothies, oatmeal, or baked goods. For seniors, they feel convenient and gentle on the stomach. But here's what most don't realise: the riper the banana, the more sugar it releases. As bananas ripen, their starches turn into simple sugars: glucose, fructose, and sucrose. This makes them taste sweeter, but also makes them hit your bloodstream faster. And for older adults, that means faster blood sugar spikes, more inflammation, and deeper fatigue in the legs. You may feel fine at first, energized even. But a few hours later, heaviness in your thighs, tightness in your calves, or a strange wobble when you stand. That's not coincidence. That's your body struggling with the rapid sugar crash that followed the spike. Worse still, overripe bananas are often added to healthy recipes like banana bread or oatmeal bowls, recipes that already include sweeteners or carbs. The sugar piles up quietly and your body pays the price, especially your legs where circulation is already slower. If you're taking medications for blood pressure or blood sugar, this kind of fruit can also interfere with glucose control, leading to swelling in the feet or unexpected joint stiffness. Particularly in the mornings, overripe bananas may seem like a smart way to avoid waste. But when it comes to leg strength and joint health, it's better to stick with firmer bananas in moderation, or skip them altogether if you've been struggling with lower body pain. Sometimes the softest bite hides the hardest consequences. Fruit 9. Canned peaches, the syrupy saboteur. Peaches, juicy, tender, and full of sunshine. They remind many of us of summer picnics, homemade cobblers, or a cool fruit cup on a warm day. But there's one version of peaches that's quietly sabotaging senior leg strength every single day. Canned peaches in syrup. At first glance, canned peaches seem convenient. They're soft, easy to chew, and require no cutting or peeling. Perfect for older adults with limited grip strength. But look closer at the label, and you'll often see it packed in heavy syrup. What does that mean? A flood of added sugar. Canned peaches in syrup can contain more than 30 grams of sugar per cup, more than a slice of cake. And for seniors, this overload doesn't just raise blood sugar. It creates a perfect storm of inflammation, fluid retention, and joint pressure. After a bowl of canned peaches, you might feel an energy crash an hour later. But worse than that, you might notice your legs feel sore, your ankles feel puffy, or your knees ache when climbing stairs. It's not age, it's the syrup doing silent damage, and it gets trickier. Many seniors eat canned fruit with breakfast or lunch, stacking sugar on top of carbs. Toast. Cereal juice, that combination causes multiple sugar surges throughout the day, which worsens leg fatigue, slows circulation, and increases your fall risk. Even light syrup isn't safe. It still contains added sugars and hidden glucose triggers. If you love peaches, there's a better way. Choose fresh or frozen with no sugar added. Your legs don't need syrupy sabotage. They need stability, strength, and calm. And that starts with removing the hidden sugars, even when they come in a sweet familiar package. Fruit 10. Dried fruits, the sticky threat to your legs. Raisins, dried apricots, dates, figs. They're tiny, chewy, and often labelled as healthy snacks. You'll find them in trail mixes, granola bars, or tucked into the corner of a senior's kitchen shelf. They're easy to store, require no prep, and feel natural. But for older adults, dried fruits may be one of the stickiest dangers to your leg health. Here's why. During the drying process, fruits lose water, but keep their sugar. In fact, ounce for ounce, dried fruits contain up to 3 to 5 times more sugar than fresh fruit. Just one small handful of raisins can have the same sugar content as a whole soda. And that sugar doesn't just sit quietly, it floods your bloodstream, leading to blood sugar spikes, circulatory stress, and joint inflammation. Many seniors snack on dried fruit between meals, believing it's a clean source of energy, but what often follows is a crash. Fatigue in the legs, stiffness in the knees, or a feeling of sluggishness when walking or standing. That's not coincidence, that's your nervous system and circulation struggling to keep up. Worse, many commercially packaged dried fruits are treated with sulfites to preserve colour and shelf life. For sensitive individuals, these chemicals can trigger inflammation, worsen arthritis symptoms, and even cause muscle cramping or joint swelling. And because dried fruit is so concentrated and compact, it's easy to overeat. Just a few bites. You've taken in more sugar than a full meal. If your legs feel swollen, sore, or stiff, and you're snacking on dried fruit often, it's time to make a change. Reach for fresh berries, sliced apple with nut butter, or even a few almonds instead. Your joints will thank you. Part 2. 5 leg-friendly fruits. Every senior should eat, let's be honest. After everything we just covered, the hidden dangers of certain fruits, it's easy to feel discouraged. You've been told all your life that fruit is the healthiest thing on the plate, that it's nature's dessert, that it's safe. But now you've learned that not all fruits are created equal. Some, when eaten past a certain age, can weaken circulation, inflate inflammation, and quietly drain the strength from your legs. The burning knees, the swollen ankles, the heaviness in your thighs that seems to come out of nowhere, these things are real. And worse, they sneak up silently. What was once a short walk becomes exhausting. What used to be a pleasant morning now starts with soreness and stiffness. And many seniors, not knowing the cause, blame their age or bad luck. They think, I guess I'm just getting old. But that's only half the truth. If you don't change the fruits you eat, the long-term consequences can grow serious. You'll notice more fluid build up in the legs after meals. Your joint mobility may decline. Your balance becomes less stable. And eventually, the simple joy of movement, walking in the park, climbing stairs, even standing in the kitchen, feels like a challenge. And here's the emotional truth. As your legs weaken, so does your freedom. Leg strength isn't just about muscles, it's about independence. It's your ability to drive, to go shopping on your own, to meet friends, to live life on your terms. When we lose that strength, we lose more than mobility. We lose confidence and connection to the world around us. But here's the turning point. Just as the wrong fruits can slowly tear you down, the right fruits can begin to build you back up. It's time to shift from fear to empowerment. Let's talk about the fruits that work with your body, not against it. Fruits that reduce inflammation, improve circulation, support your joints, and help you reclaim the power in your steps. 1. Berries. The inflammation fighters. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. These tiny fruits may be small, but they're some of the most powerful tools in nature's medicine cabinet. Berries are packed with antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, which fight oxidative stress, the very thing that inflames joints and stiffens blood vessels. They're also low in sugar, which means they won't spike your blood sugar or inflame your body like bananas or watermelon do. Regular berry intake can lead to less swelling in the legs, better joint comfort, and improved circulation. You may find that walks feel easier, that your knees don't ache as much in the morning, and that strange leg tightness after meals begins to fade. Add a small handful to your oatmeal or yogurt in the morning. Blend them into a smoothie with spinach and almond milk, or just eat them fresh with a spoon. 2. Cherries. The uric acid reducer. Cherries are unique in that they directly affect uric acid levels, which, as you know, is a major cause of gout joint pain and swelling in the lower body. Cherries contain anthocyanins and polyphenols that help reduce uric acid in the blood, preventing it from crystallizing in the joints. They also calm inflammatory markers and support blood vessel health. If you've had burning feet, sore big toes, or sudden knee flares, adding a small serving of cherries a few times per week can provide relief. Some seniors report feeling cooler or less inflamed just days after making the change. Cherries still have sugar. Keep portions small, about 6 to 8 cherries at a time, and avoid cherry juices or dried cherries which are often loaded with added sugars. 3. Avocado, the joint cushioner. Yes, avocado is technically a fruit, and it might be one of the best allies for seniors looking to reduce leg pain and maintain strength. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats which fight inflammation at the cellular level. They're also loaded with magnesium, vitamin E, and potassium, key nutrients for muscle health, nerve function, and hydration. But the biggest benefit, avocados help stabilize insulin, meaning fewer blood sugar spikes that lead to inflammation in your legs and joints. A few weeks of eating avocado regularly, and you may find that morning stiffness eases. Your joints feel more supported, and you don't fatigue as quickly when standing or walking. Sliced on whole grain toast, blended into a smoothie, added to a salad, or mashed with lemon and garlic for a simple guacamole. 4. Papaya, the soothing digestive healer. Papaya often flies under the radar, but it deserves a spotlight, especially for seniors with gut inflammation, which is closely linked to joint inflammation. Papaya contains papain, a natural enzyme that aids digestion and reduces systemic inflammation. It's also packed with vitamin C, beta-carotene, and gentle fiber. If you suffer from bloating, leg stiffness after meals, or an overall feeling of heaviness, papaya may ease your digestion and help your joints breathe easier. Less internal inflammation often means less external stiffness. Eat it fresh as a dessert or blend it into a smoothie with mint and coconut water. Just avoid canned versions or anything with added sugar. 5. Pears, the gentle sweetener. If you miss the sweet taste of fruit but want something that won't harm your legs, pears are the perfect middle ground. Pears are naturally sweet, but they have a low glycemic index, meaning they release sugar slowly and don't shock your system. They're rich in soluble fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar and cholesterol. 2 key players in circulation. Seniors who switch from high-sugar fruits to pears often report more stable energy, fewer sugar crashes, and improved leg comfort, especially in the afternoon when fatigue usually hits. Eat them fresh with the peel and pair with protein, like a slice of cheese or a few almonds, to make it even more blood sugar friendly. You don't need fancy supplements or painful treatments to start healing. Sometimes the first step is simply choosing the right fruit and letting it do its quiet work every day. Replace what's harming you with what heals. The results won't come overnight, but they will come. Your legs will feel lighter, your steps will feel stronger, your mornings will feel clearer. Now you've seen the other side of the fruit story. The truth beyond the labels. While some fruits can silently destroy your mobility, others are capable of restoring it, one bite at a time. It's not about giving up the things you love, it's about loving your body enough to feed it what it truly needs. At the stage of life you're in now, you are not too old to feel strong again. You are not too far gone to regain control. Start with something simple, the right fruit in the right portion at the right time. Your legs carry your life. Protect them with every choice you make.